I also agree with those things.
Yeah,
Since 1,000, when there's 1,000 people, there's like few thousand ways
yeah,
how personality is.
yeah. A few
So,
personalities. Yeah,
yeah, there's like when one person's always positive, there's a person that who's negative, who's like in the middle or somewhere.
yeah,
So, especially what I think is meeting other person and being couples or being like a good friend doesn't really matter.
yeah,
Just just the best thing is not to make enemies to each other, be enemies to each other.
yeah. This and for those watching, this podcast is not to discourage you from interacting with females at all. It's fine to have friends who are girls, as long as you know the right boundaries, and as long as you know, and as long as they're good to you and that you're good to them. There's nothing wrong with female relationships, as long
Of course, there's
as
no problem
yeah. Uh, no, no,
because also many friends. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Continue, Kyle. Sorry, I interrupted you. I'm
Okay.
so sorry.
So anyway, when you're meeting person, no problem. Male can be friends, female can be friends, male and female can be friends. Anyone. While I'm saying don't make enemy is better not to fight against
Yes,
each other because of those problems.
absolutely.
Since when you're living life, there's so many good things. And why would you like fight and make a problem and be tired of them?
Yeah, there's no reason to fight. I mean,
Yeah,
lots of fights. I mean, like lots of the things people fight for, they can be solved very easily, but people just make it a bigger problem, and they overthink it a lot. And coming to my next point, uh, Kyle, what do you think? What do you want to be in the future? Or like, what do you at least?
really good.
What are you? What at least are you thinking about?
That's really hard. Actually, I thought I picked one, but I still have to think again since there was a small problem with my way.
Yeah. I mean, what was that problem, if you don't mind us telling the viewers? Or
Just just a problem that happens by time, I guess.
yeah.
The schedule
So
doesn't
so
really
you
match properly.
so I'm guessing you're just like busy to like really. There's like lots of things happening, so like it's hard to think about it.
Yeah, just my academic schedule and future the schedule for my future is kind of crashing a bit.
All right, that's okay. I experience the same things. I'm not even sure what I want to pursue as like in the future, like what kind of job I want or what course I want in college. But I could say that I'm really inclined to sports. I mentioned in my previous podcast that I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and boxing and stuff like that. I want to enhance those skills and maybe even work my way up to being a coach, just like some of the coaches in my gym, because I find them, they're like family to me, and they help me as well. I kind of want to be that person who helps other people while doing what they love. I have a deep connection to martial arts, and at the same time, I kind of want to. I like writing. I like journaling. I like writing down my thoughts sometimes, and uh, a path for that could be um, uh, communication or something to do with journalism. I also was part of the journalism club in my school, so it's kind of hard to weigh those decisions. And if I were to have a girlfriend, it would probably be 10 times harder, as someone with lots of interests and someone as a graduating student like Kyle, because we're both in the same class. So there's lots of pressure on the line, and I don't see a reason for myself to engage in a relationship. But I'm not an expert in any of these. Okay, if you're a young guy like me or Kyle, there's nothing wrong with being in a relationship if you choose to do so, because it's your life, not ours. But if I were to give you one piece of it, if I were to give you one piece of advice, I would say to, I would just tell you to do what's best for you because you're the only one who can decide that, and you're the only one who can manage those things in your life.
Nice words.
Thank you,
I really
Kyle.
agree with those.
Thank you, Kyle. Um, do you, with with that being said, Kyle, the is it was it hard? Sorry, is it hard to, as a student, to think about all of those things at once, like your future and your connections with people? Because I'm not just talking about relationships themselves. I'm talking about, human connection. Because some at times I find those things hard as well. I find sometimes I'm not perfect. I find human connections hard. I sometimes get awkward.
Yeah. Especially your words. If you're asking, is it hard?
Yes.
Of course it's hard.
Yeah.
Because especially while living, there's many types of situations.
Yes.
And if you want to handle both, the best is you finding the balance between the two. But no one knows how life flows our way. So if you focus on education, you might be far with persons connection connecting with people. And when you're like focusing connecting people, you might have a hard time at studying.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna tell you, I am not the most academically gifted person ever. I've I have I I was on the brink of failing lots of times, and I was only saved by miracles and, very good people. And Kyle, you even helped me with some of my math problems last year, back when I was grade 11. I'm really thankful for that. For all of those times, especially in statistics, man. Thanks.
You're welcome, bro.
I wanna return the favor someday. You know, and
Okay.
if I want to leave on a note for the viewers who are watching this, it would be, no matter if you're in a relationship or not, I want you to chase your dreams and accomplish your goals in life, no matter what it takes. You know, take the don't get distracted, and whatever distractions you have in your life, you just cut it off. But if you have a good support system, you have to keep it. And shout out to Matthew. Shout out to Matthew Garrison from the previous episode, for helping me and supporting me in this endeavor of making a podcast. And thank you as well, Kyle, um, for coming onto the podcast and helping me. And you want to know, and the person who inspired me to make these videos was a guy I met in the gym. He really urged me to just start making a podcast, because I've talked to him about what I want to do in college, and and one of them was broadcasting, and he urged me to make a podcast and start, and I'm really thankful for him, and I'm thankful for you too, and whoever's watching this, thank you as well for taking the time out of your day to watch this as well. Kyle, do you have anything else to say?
So for the people, I'll just say one word. Effort never betrays you. And even though it betrays you now, it will give a big reward at the last. I'm the one who experienced it. So Believe in yourself. That's what I can tell you.
Yeah, that was very good words, Kyle. Kyle, thank you so much for being here. This marks the end of our podcast. Thank you for those who are watching as well. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below if you have any suggestions or if you want us to improve anything. Um, Share this with a friend if you think they would find this podcast nice or insightful, if you would say. And until next time, always chase your dreams, never give up, and always put a smile on your face, even through hard times. Till next time, see you guys.